Liam was a 40-year-old man. His life had never been easy, but the last few years had been especially hard. He lost the job he loved and had pinned. All his hopes on his finances were rapidly dwindling, and bills arrived every month as relentless reminders that the world waits for no one and forgives no one. Liam walked the streets of his city looking at the people around him who seemed happy and carefree, and each time he felt that his life had been left behind. He remembered his wife Mariana and their two children, little Sophia and 10-year-old Jake. They had lived together just a year ago, and he thought he could provide their happiness, but the crisis had destroyed his confidence, and now he did not know how to get back what he had lost. He remembered conversations with his parents, who always supported him with advice and love, especially his mother, who always believed in his strength, and his father, who taught him not to fear difficulties and to stand up for himself. Liam felt that not only money and status were lost, but also a part of his self-worth. His friends began to drift away one by one because no one knew how to support him in a world that measures success only by results and not by struggle and self-sacrifice. One morning, Liam woke up and realized he could not remain passive. He had to act even if the path would be difficult. He started small, looking for odd jobs where no one knew him and would not judge. He carried boxes, helped in construction-swept streets, but each small action gave him a sense of control. He felt he was regaining his dignity, and this was the first step toward rebirth. He spent nights in libraries reading books about business, finance, and psychology, learning to recognize opportunities and dangers in a world that always tests you. And he began to notice small joys, simple moments that once seemed insignificant. A child's smile on the street, a cup of hot tea from a stranger, a conversation with an old friend who had not betrayed him. But the world does not give chances for free. Liam faced new trials. His wife Mariana could not bear the pressure and left, taking the children, and former friends used his weakness to gain their own advantage. He felt lonelier than ever, and each time he lowered his head it seemed there was no way out and life had no meaning. But inside still glimmered a small spark. It reminded him that even in the darkest times one can find the strength to rise and move forward. Over time, Liam began to build a new life. He found a small office and created a team of people who believed in him and his ideas. They worked on small projects that over time brought the first income, and even more than money. These victories gave Liam confidence. He learned to value every moment, because he understood that happiness is not in large earnings, but in the ability to create something meaningful, help others, and remain human, even in difficult circumstances. He felt he was being reborn and that his story was not over, because ahead were new challenges, new friends, new discoveries, and he was ready for them. Liam felt that each day became a test. His strength was challenged, his heart ached from losing his family, but he did not allow himself to break. He found small moments of hope in phone calls from his children, in letters from Mariana, where she shared news, and though pain pierced his soul, he felt that a connection still existed that could not be broken. He began keeping a journal in which he described his thoughts, fears, and dreams. It helped him sort out the chaos inside and restored a sense of control in life. He met people who, like him, had experienced loss and understood that pain is not unique, that many go through darkness, and this gave him strength to feel compassion and understanding. New projects that Liam began implementing became his support and brought small victories. Each day, he started learning to delegate tasks to other team members, to trust people, and at the same time to recognize those who could harm his plans. He no longer did everything alone, and this gave him a sense of stability. He met new friends who supported him unconditionally, and this helped him keep faith in humanity and his own abilities. But even in these relationships, there were moments of doubt when old fears and past failures made themselves felt. Liam remembered his grandmother, who always knew how to find words of comfort, and laughed in memory at her childhood stories. He felt how important it was to remember his roots and appreciate moments that seemed small. He tried to pass this wisdom on to his children, even though they did not fully understand him. Yet he knew time would restore their closeness. He saw Mariana building a new life, but leaving, small windows for communication, and this gave Liam hope that one day they would gather together again as a family. Liam felt that his life was beginning to change. Each day brought new opportunities and small victories. His team grew and became stronger. They worked together on projects that began to bring real results. Financial stability gradually returned, and with each step, Liam felt that he was regaining control over his life. He learned to rejoice even in small achievements, uplifted his colleagues and inspired them by example. Sometimes he sat in the evening office looking at the city lights and realized that the path was still long, but now he was not alone, and his experience and struggle had become his strength. Mariana and the children gradually began to feel the changes. Liam learned to listen and understand their needs. He did not pressure them, but helped build a new connection. He began writing journals for the children in which he told them about the importance of patience, faith in oneself, and kindness. They read his words and felt the warmth of a father's love, even from a distance. Liam began to see that his family could be restored, that what was lost was not necessarily gone, and that new feelings of trust and mutual respect could grow in place of old pain. The outside world became less frightening. Liam began finding business partners who valued honesty and dedication. He learned to accept failures and turn them into lessons. Competitors no longer scared him because he understood that his strength lay in inner resilience and the ability to stay the course even when everything around fell. Sometimes he recalled moments of loneliness and loss and realized that it was precisely these experiences that made him strong. He began sharing his experiences with others and helping those at the bottom, showing that there is always a way out and that no one should remain in darkness alone. Friendship and new relationships became an important part of his life. Liam met people who understood his struggle and supported him. He felt that he could trust the world while remaining cautious. He learned to recognize true values and appreciate moments of joy in simple things. Children's hugs, friends' laughter, evening conversations with his mother, who always believed in his strength. He felt his heart fill again with light and peace. Liam began to understand that life is constant change and that it is important to adapt and remain honest and kind even when circumstances make you doubt. He felt pride in himself for not giving up even when the whole world seemed against him. He began writing plans for the future, big and small, dreams that now seemed achievable. He understood that life is a series of trials but also a series of happy moments. And now he could see beauty in each day, even after darkness, after losses, after pain. He began to realize that true victory is not only in material success, but in the ability to recover from falls and inspire others to do the same. Liam felt that all his years of struggle and suffering were finally bearing fruit. His business thrived, bringing stable income and helping people. The Wasi team became a real family where everyone supported each other and was inspired by Liam's example. He learned to make big decisions with wisdom and caution and felt joy that he could change other people's lives. At conferences, he shared his experience and story of falls and rebirth and saw how his words inspired people to overcome their own difficulties. Mariana saw his changes and her heart filled with pride. They restored trust and respect in their relationship. The children returned to their father and spent time together playing, laughing, learning to help each other. Liam learned to show patience and generosity. He realized that true happiness is not only achievements and material success, but the ability to support loved ones and help those in need. He saw how love and mutual understanding heal the wounds of the past. The outside world no longer frightened Liam. He used his experience to create new projects that benefited people and the city he began investing in. Young entrepreneurs teaching them strategies of resilience and motivation. He felt pride when he saw the results of his work and how many people found a path to rebirth. Thanks to his advice and example, his painful past life became a source of strength for others and proof that any fall can be turned into a step towards success. Liam also discovered the ability to forgive and let go of past grievances. He realized that holding on to anger and disappointment only burdens the soul and prevents growth. He learned to calmly look at former friends who had let him down, and even those who betrayed his trust. He saw in them only lessons for himself and an opportunity to learn to value real people. He felt that inner peace and strength were more important than any external victories. The final stage of his journey was the realization that life is constant change, and that it is important to accept it with an open heart. He saw beauty in simple things, in children's laughter in the evening sunset, in the support of friends and family. He felt pride in who he had become, and joy for those he had taught to love and support. He realized that true wealth is not money or status, but the ability to recover, inspire others, and live with dignity and love. His story became an example for those who had lost faith and remained at the bottom, showing that any fall can be transformed into a step toward new heights. Liam ended his day looking at the city lights. He felt peace and joy in his heart, realizing that he had traveled the path from darkness to light, and that ahead there were still many opportunities, but now he was ready to face them with confidence and faith in himself. He knew that his story inspires and helps others, and that true strength lies in the ability to move forward despite everything, and in this he found the deepest meaning of life.